says.
Right.
And it speaks to whatever you have going on with inside of you. That's just my opinion. You know, I have plenty of those.
Mm, mm, Listen, I just turned the volume on. Nobody was listening to anything you said. I mean, the radio. They're listening on the radio, but they were listening on the internet. You gotta fess up when you mess up. You gotta fess up when you mess up, and I just messed up. So
That's okay.
I can't get you to tell me about your week at all.
I'm trying to remember
Wait a minute.
the
How's
week.
your daughter? Let me ask how your daughter's doing.
Actually, she's doing well.
You must have heard from her this week.
Yes, she has. She's finally has a phone, so I can communicate with her, which makes me excited.
That's wonderful. That's got to be a burden
and
off your mind.
She's gone to the theater where she is, and she went to see Taming of the Shrew, and she enjoyed it. I'm like, but I've taken you to see that before. She said, yeah, but I wasn't paying any attention. This time it was the most remarkable thing I've ever seen. I'm like, oh.
The Taming of the Shrew with new eyes. She's got 22-year-old eyes now. Though.
Yes, this is true.
Those are different than 12-year-old eyes.
Right.
You know, she's watching the birds fly around.
That's what she said. I wasn't paying attention to that. Her friend, and her mother was in it, so I was here to see them. That's it, not the show. She said, this time I paid attention to the content, and it was remarkable. I said, okay, I can go with that.
Wow.
So she's thinking about doing theater where she is. They're supposed to be doing Dream Girls and
where is she again?
Texas.
What part of Texas?
Tyler.
Isn't that where they kill people? Look like it?
I have no idea. I know nothing about Tyler, Texas.
Oh, you guys Google Tyler, Texas. Don't tell Donna. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So let me see what else happened this week. Oh, my mom had a very high blood pressure. It was
Did she have to go to the hospital?
No, I call. She called me from work and said, I'm not feeling really well. And then I panicked, so I went home. Took her blood pressure. It was like 190 something over 275. So the doctor sent her, told me to bring her in. I took her in, got it down, and it's been pretty good since then. But that was a fright.
That's scary, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, she could actually go into a coma or something.
She's already had 2 strokes, so she was not, probably would have stroked or something like that.
Okay.
And yeah, so we got that under control, thank goodness.
All right, now I gotta figure out where I'm gonna put this thing for you. If I put it here, it won't. What you call it? I don't think everybody will see you. Let's see. Keep talking though.
I'm good. So I'm sorry. I was just paying attention to you because you were really entertaining to me at the moment.
I am. I think I'm having fun. It might be a little crooked, but we're gonna do it anyway. This is Donna's feed.
I want her to be. What's your name again?
My name's Shar.
Hi, Shar.
Hi there.
I'm so happy to see you.
My head's too big. She's gonna have to scoot in.
Whose lap do you want me to sit on?
Oh my goodness, anybody. Go ahead and introduce her.
There you go. Can get in there,
there we are.
Miss Shar?
She's beautiful.
Thank you.
But your big old water head is in her way.
Oh my goodness, I can't handle your stream too. You're competing with me anyway.
I know I'm not.
Yeah, you should just tell people to go to the radio station and watch it.
I tried to, share it on Facebook, but it wouldn't.
It wouldn't let you?
No, it wouldn't let me.
We're going to try. I sent it to you. Did you get it?
Yeah, I got it. I tried to share it, but I couldn't get it shared.
You might not be a shareable kind of person.
I'm always sharing. I love to share.
All right, talk to you guys. Let me see what you guys got going.
Miss Shar. A friend of mine met Amber.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, at my brother's keeper, and thought that she would be great for the show. Okay. So I never really met Amber.
Right, and you didn't get Amber. You got me.
I didn't get Amber, so I got you.
Right.
So I would like you to tell me, what do you do?
We run a nonprofit called Hope.
Okay.
It's helping orphaned pets through education. And we are attempting to change the world for underprivileged pets in Flint and the people who own them.
Oh. Yeah. And when you say underprivileged pets, What do you mean by that?
We're focused more on the animals that are outside that aren't able to come inside. People that aren't able to bring them inside for whatever reason. We want to unchain dogs, get them off the chains in the backyard. Make sure they have someplace warm to sleep.
Yeah. And what do you do? How do you go about contacting or getting in touch with the people that have their pets outside?
We do a lot of things like this.
Okay.
We're on the news quite often. We've got a building over on Clio and Pearson Road that we have a straw station at during the winter months.
Are you donating straw to people?
Yes. Yes.
Awesome.
So we ask for donations and we ask for volunteers from November to April to help us take straw and break it apart and stuff it into garbage bags. And we add a little bit of flea protection. And
do you deliver?
No, not normally. No,
Okay.
There's only 3 of us that work hard.
Oh,
at it,
okay.
so we're doing what we can. And
And how long have you been in existence?
Almost 3 years now.
And how did you come up with this concept?
This was it just kind of hit me one day. It hit me one day. Last year, we had a really, really cold winter prior to Christmas. I don't know if you remember that, but we already had reports of dogs being found frozen, people, sanitarian workers saying, we found them in the dumpsters, we find them at the road. And I just kind of came up with, people aren't stuffing their dog houses with straw. They're not doing it right, or they don't have it, or they don't have. So we decided to put together what we call our straw station. And usually there's at least 35 bags out there a day that we can stuff and put out there. And if we get volunteers to come help us we'll do more. Okay.
How often do you need volunteers? Are you every day or?
Well, we have a schedule for straw stuffing as Tuesday nights 6 to 8, Thursday nights 6 to 9, and Friday mornings 10 to 1.
You have the address of where you want us to come if we wanted to volunteer?
Absolutely. It's 4127 North Clio Road.
Can you slow that down just a little bit?
I can. I'm not used to being on the radio.
It's so funny. People ramble numbers off like blah, 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 blah. I'm like, hey, I'm going to need you to slow that down.
Right?
You got people stumbling for a pin, trying to get into the glove compartment.
Okay, so slow that down.
It's 4127 North Clio Road.
North Clio Road.
So it's just north of Pearson. Some people go south of Pearson, but it's north of Pearson.
North of Pearson, okay.
And we actually have a crew there today stuffing. We did a special Saturday stuffing.
Oh, really?
So that's where Amber's at.
Okay,
so I was happy to let her do
Amber is stuffing.
Amber is stuffing straw right now. Yeah.
Move it this way.
Don't worry about me.
This is the picture in her mind.
It's a picture in her mind. You're trying to get me to fulfill.
All right, Char.
Good move. I like her. I like her already. She's on my side, not on purpose.
And I don't even know why.
Because he wasn't late.
Okay, I'll take that. The weather is bad. My makeup lady, I had to go to her instead of her coming to me. So.
I ain't mad at you. You look fabulous. You
thank
really,
you.
you really do.
Thank you.
What'd you choose first, the hair color or the sweatshirt?
Oh, the shirt. No, the hair.
The hair.
I don't know.
She's not sure now. They match perfectly.
I'm all discombobulated, so I have no idea. I have to get my footing.
Listen, let me take this opportunity to tell people that they're listening to WFOV 92.1 LP FM Flint. It's Our Voices Radio, and we're a community service of Flint Odyssey House, and we're determined to make a difference. But we need you to too. So if you guys have stories of recovery, stories of positive activities, things that are life-changing that you'd like to share with us and your community, give us a call at 810-259-9789. That's 810-259-9789. You can always email us as well, or check out the website, wfov.online.
Wow.
Was that effective?
That was amazing.
Did you think it was?
Yeah.
I have it memorized.
I don't.
I didn't even write it down. I didn't even write it down.
Miss Shar, I want to know one thing that you would like the weather that we have today. What would you want our audience to know or to do?
I like them to bring their animals inside if they can, and if they can do that in any possible way. If they're worried about interactions with other animals or small children, we have crates that we would loan to let them.
Oh, you loan
absolutely,
crates? Okay.
To let them bring them inside. If there's absolutely no way to get them inside, to make sure that there's dog houses or cat shelters are stuffed full of straw. Not fabric. People think fabric. I'm going to put a blanket out, you know,
right.
And that doesn't work well because they'll bring snow in and then it'll melt and then it becomes ice. And and then it's actually kind of worse for the animal.
Should you put the blanket down first and then the straw?
Not at all.
No blankets at all.
No blankets at all.
No fabric at all.
Nice.
Because it would hold the
water.
cold.
Yep.
Right.
It'll refreeze. Yep. And then straw doesn't freeze?
Straw doesn't freeze.
And it stays warm.
Straw is hollow, so it's like an insulator.
Okay.
So when you have your double insulated glass, you have a hollow space in between the glass, and that's what straw does. Is it warms up that space. So.
I like it.
And when you say warm, I mean we're not talking 10 degrees. You know, I mean, I guess it could if it breaks the wind a little bit as well.
Well, hopefully they have a dog house, so they're in the dog house.
Right.
But the dog house will not keep an animal alive, just to keep the wind off of them, won't keep them alive. So, and really you stuff the house so full of straw that you don't think the dog's going to be able to get into it. And they do.
But they do.
Yeah, they get in there and they burrow into it.
Right.
We have cat shelters that I didn't do this test, but somebody did this test, and it's a insulated cooler like people get for medical supplies, and we cut a couple entrances in it, and we wrap it with the inside of it with mylar bubble insulation, and we tape it all up with silver tape, and somebody has given us the numbers that if it's 19 degrees out and you put one cat in the shelter, that in an hour it'll raise it to 52 degrees.
Wow.
Inside the shelter from the cat's heat reflected.
Right.
Yeah, it's a cooler.
Yeah.
It's designed to keep what's in.
Yeah.
Right.
So
awesome.
So we do those things too for the community. We do free cat shelter building workshops.
So are you trying to do this for wild cats?
Feral cats, community
so
cats.
you just make the coolers and set them out in the neighborhood?
Usually there's caregivers that are watching a colony of cats,
Okay.
and or somebody's moved and left their cat out, or and the neighbors are going, hey, what's going on with this cat? So yeah, I mean they can set them out on a porch or next to a garage or something to keep the animal from trying to burrow under their house or find someplace.
Well, I'm afraid I'd find a raccoon in there snoozing, man.
Usually if the cats move in, the raccoons stay out. The raccoons have their own places.
They know how to
That's true.
find
they're wild. They've
already
wintered.
Right. And what we see is a lot of times the cats that are, I mean, there are absolutely feral cat communities that have wintered and they know what they're doing too. But people have left their house cats and they don't know what to do. They're
They're house cats.
Yeah. Yep.
Can you fix that? It's too much on. I don't see Miss Shar.
I see her. That's all I see. Oh wait. There she is, right there.
Okay, now I want to see her. I don't want to see you. I see you every week.
Now she's a director too. Do you like that? She go from being late and a host to director.
I'm not sure I should say anything anymore.
You gotta aspire to something. You know what I mean? That's all I say. You gotta aspire to something. I snuck out this morning. I was trying to find something to eat.
And what did you find?
I found a lovely lady over on Corunna Road. She was so nice and bubbly. I'm glad I made the decision.
Oh, where did you go?
I went to the place that doesn't sound like Urches.
What?
Come on now.
Doesn't sound like
Urches.
Okay.
And it doesn't rhyme with what people do or go on
right.
Sundays.
I get that part.
Okay, I got it.
I got that part.
So you know who I'm talking about.
You said you didn't go there.
I did.
Oh, okay.
I did.
Okay.
I did.
And that person was in there? And
she was in there.
Was she buying or she was...
She was in there by herself. It was all snowy out. Not a car in the parking lot. I didn't think they were open. And I decided to go in there, and I guess she was just so great to have a customer.
Oh, okay.
And
so what did you
She's just bubbly.
Oh,
she's just bubbly. I would have ordered the whole store from her.
Oh, wonderful. It's very seldom that you find people that's working in customer services that are bubbly.
Well, I want to say that I've
Isn't that
always.
customer
Isn't that
service?
weird?
I mean, that's customer service,
It
isn't
is.
it?
Well, it's
Why are
fast
we
food
finding-
customer service, which is probably a strain of its own stress.
I'm sure. Because I do phone work,
Okay.
and the amount of rudeness is beyond
Nobody says
imagination.
thank you anymore, or you're welcome.
And it's not that they call. They're mad,
Right.
and like, I didn't do. It's so weird.
Right.
Why? Shar,
Well, you
can you
represent.
tell me why everybody is so angry?
Oh, we don't have time for that.
I think they just have to have someone to vent to. And it's really easy to vent to an invisible voice over the phone because I don't know
Well, I'm
you,
gonna tell you
don't know
this.
me. I have some sense
At
of anonymity.
first, I would give them what they gave me. That wasn't good at
No,
all.
that
Not
didn't
for
work.
me
No.
anyway, because I'm not that person.
Right.
So I had to, whatever they gave me, I just brought it all the way down. And it worked so much better for my internal spirit because I couldn't handle all that fighting, that contention. I couldn't do that. It was just exasperating.
Well,
So once I learned to bring it, when they're all the way up at the top, I bring it all the way down, I can deal with them so much better.
That's an art. It's an art to be able to do that.
Oh,
To be able
man.
to
Well, listen,
diffuse.
Janet Herring told us as we grew up that you catch more flies with
With
honey
honey.
than vinegar.
Yeah.
So if
Yeah.
I'm calling Sprint and I want them to fix something,
Yeah, you want to sugar and sweet it up.
I should be able to call and demand it because I'm a customer and I'm paying for it.
No.
But I know that there's a human being on the
Right.
other end of that phone, and I have to cajole them
Right.
to get them to unlock the bag of goodies they have available to satisfy me as a customer.
Right. And people tend to think that if I'm rude and obnoxious, I'm going to get my way. A lot of times, you might just get a click.
You know, it used to be that I would call on a regular basis. Remember when they were having the long distance wars? You kids won't even comprehend this, but we used to have to pay per minute to call somebody in Davison.
In Davison?
More than to call somebody in Flint. And if you wanted to call somebody in Grand Blanc or Swartz Creek or Howell, it was different, let alone Atlanta or California.
Right.
All of it was metered, and it could be up to $1.20 a minute to talk to somebody in
Davison.
California.
In California.
In California, all they used to get us. So they, the phone companies had phone wars, or what I like to call phone wars. And MCI would offer you $500 credit and so many minutes free, and then AT&T would come by and say, if you switch to us, we'll give you 1,000 free long distance minutes. So I was on the regular swapping phone companies. I ended up with $1,000 worth of international calling minutes.
Wow.
Didn't know anybody international.
Just start calling people.
Crank calling Germany.
Inviting friends over to call their family.
I'd call Greece and say, is your refrigerator running?
Oh, wow.
But actually, it worked out well because we had a nanny for the boys. The boys were really young.
Okay.
And she was from Poland.
Oh, wow.
So I gave her and her husband $1,000 so she could call her mom and dad
That was really
in
nice.
exchange for
For
watching my kids.
nannying.
Yeah.
Amazing. You're such a smart cookie.
Don't tell anybody.
I'm telling everybody.
Tell them all. Tell them all. The billboard will be up Wednesday. So you got anything planned coming up? Did you do the Martin Luther King thing?
It's Monday, but no. I have
The
to
dinner
work.
is Monday, right?
Where?
Well, the official date is the 15th. I hope
Yes,
something
that's
was going
his
on. Right.
Actual birthday.
And the
I
Monday
heard
is.
nothing. I haven't heard anything that was going on.
They have an annual
I know,
ML
but I
King
haven't
dinner.
heard anything.
You know, I haven't either.
So I'm really.
But I haven't been trolling Facebook like maybe I should for these events.
Well, I think it should be more than just on Facebook. It should be.
Yeah, people are starting to get lazy with the Facebook advertising. You put it up on Facebook and
And just
nowhere
leave it
else, and
alone,
think
right.
that that's where people are going to see it. And the truth is, you know, the last number I got was 40% of Flint is wired.
Only 40%.
40%.
Only 40%.
This was 6 years ago. So let's say it's 60% now. Let's say it's 60%. I'm sure it's not 100%.
So what is the problem? I mean, what's
Money.
what's that?
You gotta have
Everybody
money.
mostly everyone has a cell phone, right?
I can say that, and you can say that, but there are people that aren't buying groceries. So I bet the cell phone's the first bill to go. I don't know. Might be the last. I mean, it's your lifeline. You know what I mean? So you might go hungry as opposed to give up that cell phone. But aren't there the government phones that'll give you those emergency minutes?
I'm not really sure how they work, but I thought they had some internet capabilities as well.
Well, I've always seen it as I've seen them in the corner parking lots, in the gas stations, in the party stores, and I've always seen it as a scam.
Really?
Yeah, it's kind of like, we're going to give you 250 minutes free, but the minute you use all those up, you gotta pay 10 cents a minute for each minute after, which is 3 times the price as had you gone and bought a track phone and paid for the car. I don't know.
Right.
Haven't done it. That's just my assumption of it. It's a bait and hook kind of thing.
Yeah.
They get you with the free phone and the free minutes, and then they got you.
Right.
I don't know. If you got one of those government phones, give us a call, 810-259-9789. Let us know how it works. You think they could do that? If the phone rings, you're going to answer?
Of course I can.
Good, because I don't know how to work it.
Well,
there's a way for me to make it come over here.
But you know what can happen? We do it on the job training. So we'll all learn together.
We'll try together?
Yeah, if I can't get it, I'll give it to Shar and see if she can work it. And
you are so fun.
And we'll just pass it until it works, okay?
I like
your pass it around till it works.
I like the way you try to figure stuff out. It's flawed. But
you like it.
But I like it.
It's quite entertaining.
It is better than anything else.
Yes.
It is. So I've got a little saying, and I want you guys to tell me what you think about it, all right? It says, in our village, there is no such thing as other people's children.
Oh, I think it's wonderful.
What do you think it means? Define it. I'm going to come to you. You get a little longer to think about it.
Well, I think that means everybody's child belongs to me as well. So that's my child as well.
And therefore?
Therefore, I can impart into them wisdom, encouragement, a place of comfort for them. That's what it means to me.
I like that. Mm-hmm. I like that. I was ready to do all the negatives to it first so that we could bust those out, but I like what you said better.
No, thank you.
I do. What do you think?
I don't see any negatives in the comment.
I'm gonna read it again so we make sure we know that we're talking about the same thing. In our village, there is no such thing as other people's children.
I don't pull any negatives from that because we should be helping to raise all kids to be functioning and able adults, and everybody has something different to teach, so, and something, some different way of managing life to pass along.
All right, so then we have to, I guess, define our village, right? Because I don't necessarily want a crackhead telling my kid what to do.
Well,
unless it's, don't run in front of that bus.
Well, or don't do crack.
Right.
Or don't do crack.
Or don't be like me. Exactly. So
So I think we would shift the onus, not even shift, but keep the onus on the parents to filter the voices of the village. Right. Now, Miss Johnson ain't right, baby. She gonna tell you a whole bunch of stuff, but it's gonna end up with you raking her leaves. That's all I'm saying. I think I liked it. It was a powerful statement. I had the artist that did the mural on the side of the building put it on the wall.
Awesome.
I was hoping it would be bigger than it is, but it's sized so that you'd have to walk by it to see it.
But a lot of people are going to look at that and do what you thought was going to happen.
What's that?
Look at the negative.
Right.
You shouldn't be doing this and you shouldn't be doing that. But that doesn't do any good. Right. Instead of saying what you shouldn't be doing, you should always say what you should be doing in a way that is pleasurable to the soul.
Positive reinforcement.
Right.
And as long as crackheads ain't recruiting, we're safe, right?
9 times out of 10, I don't think they're crackheads aren't recruiting. They're trying to say, you know what I'm doing right here
is messed up.
I can't get off of it right now, but I'm working towards it. But don't you do it.
Right.
That's what I think. But I could be a little naive.
I think they're just looking for anybody with money to help them get more.
That's what you think?
That's what I would think. Yeah, I
I
mean
think
the
that's
goal
probably
is
fair up until a certain point.
The
until
goal
they
is
realize
to-
they have a problem. I think that's a probably fair assumption. That
until they realize. I mean,
I don't think they know that they have a problem.
well, true. It's
'Cause
really
it's-
not a
it's-
problem for them. It's a problem for us.
Right.
They're getting high, having a good old time, or dealing with what they're dealing with.
Right,
It's
and
us that has a problem with them doing that.
And that's the thing. I don't think they're just doing it because that's what they're doing. They're making concessions for something that's happening within.
But don't we all? I mean, if you're going to drive the Escalade, you might not be eating at the 3-star restaurant. So you made a concession to have that drug, the Escalade.
Exactly.
Or the Gator purse or the Gucci
True.
shoes or whatever you have chosen, and that's your drug of choice.
True.
Why aren't Gators illegal? Why isn't Prada in jail?
Okay. Anyway, y'all.
She doesn't like me sometimes. She doesn't like me sometimes.
That was that was so bizarre to me.
I'm just saying we all have things that make us feel good.
Right.
And
I
things
get
that make us feel better. And some
Right.
of us are addicted to those things.
Sure, such as food.
Shoes, food,
Sure.
jewelry,
Yes.
trips to France.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we all have our
And it's okay.
crack.
And all of those things are okay in moderation.
Right. We all have our crack.
What's your opinion?
Oh, I was going to talk about shoes in moderation because there is no such thing.
He said, "Give me more, give me more, give me more."
What addiction?
But I would have to say that if it came down to me eating or buying shoes, I would eat before I
Okay.
bought more shoes.
So
So,
that
you know,
would be-
there's a difference, I think.
But
that
you
it's not
actually
enough.
moved because you needed more room for your shoes, didn't you?
I didn't. I
No.
just built more cabinetry.
Bigger closet. We no longer have a garage.
Right.
We call it the shoe room.
You're right. Yes.
I'm not mad at you. I mean, like I said, we all have our habits.
Idiosyncrasies.
And then when you tell me about sugar
Yeah.
and how it's harder to quit than heroin or LSD or any of those things.
Yeah. Because
Wow.
it, first of all, is free.
And it's
And
it's
second of all, it's in everything.
it's in this it's an unconscious
Yes,
addiction.
It is.
You know, I'm
It
trying
is.
to remember we talked about cheese last week.
Mm-hmm.
You know how hard it is to not eat anything with cheese in it?
Yes. Yes.
It's amazingly difficult. I said, let me go get a pizza. Oh,
It's got cheese.
can't do that. I even got a Greek salad yesterday.
With no cheese.
It had cheese.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think again, everything in moderation, and
Good to define moderation.
and how the cheese is made. A feta cheese is closer to nature than American cheese.
Right.
So I think it all depends on how close it is to nature,
Or the
on
less
how-
processing that's involved.
Right. Right.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. That makes the difference.
Yeah, it was delicious.
I'm sure it's one of my. Where did you get your salad
Oh,
from?
I'm not going to
Because
say.
everybody can't make good Greek
So
salads.
I'm not going to say the name, but it is not the Black Horse.
Okay, I got you. How were the beets? Were they sweet pickled?
No beets.
I can't do a Greek salad without a.
You know,
without
I
the
missed the
beets.
beets. That's right. There were no beets.
Oh,
They had the
Olives?
eggs. I didn't. There were even black olives in it.
you did not have a Greek
I
salad.
think they were just out of.
They faked that salad.
And because you didn't
I
know
take
what's
it back.
supposed to be
I
in
take
it.
back. Well, I just didn't remember. Yeah, there's supposed to be beets and black Greek olives on top of it. And I don't think there were.
Without that, it's just a salad.
I gotta go. I'll be right back.
You gotta get
I
your
gotta go see.
change,
I gotta
right?
go see a man at a black horse. I gotta see a man about a black horse. That's what I gotta do. Well, yeah, that's right. So I need to keep me a little ingredient card in my pocket, so when I go to these restaurants, I can check off real butter
Right.
and beets. Okay, I can eat now.
Right.
That's horrible.
Absolutely.
I am just well. There can be variations, but it's not a true Greek salad. I mean, those are the base ingredients,
if it doesn't
right?
have feta, and I called
Feta.
someplace to order a Greek salad, and they said we don't have any feta cheese. Well, I won't be getting a Greek salad.
You don't have a Greek salad.
And then some people, I want a Greek salad, but I don't want the beets. That's not a Greek salad.
Well, I mean, I can understand taking stuff off,
But
but not putting stuff on.
But it takes away from it being what you ordered.
I understand, but I could be allergic to beets.
Yeah, I get
And
that.
I like all other ingredients, but I'd still take the beets off when it got home. I would never ask,
Right.
hold the beets on my Greek salad.
Right. Yeah.
Man, I'm mad now because I want some beets. You just don't wake up wanting beets. But,
No,
but,
you
but
don't.
when they
But now
throw
he's
one on the
missing 'em.
salad, right? When they throw one on the salad, you say, "Ooh,
Yeah.
I could have had a beet. I could have had a beet."
Right. But
Oh man, yeah. You're gonna have to hold it down. I gotta go get it. I was shortchanged.
yeah, I think so.
What are you gonna do with the snow?
First, I'm gonna go shovel my sidewalk. I'm guessing.
Listen, we've got an old family tradition that I just started about 10
old,
years ago.
I heard that.
An old family tradition that you just started.
Yeah, about 10 years ago. That makes it old, right?
No, that's fairly new.
That's a new. Okay. I got a new family tradition
Okay, that
that I
sounds
just
good.
started.
Uh-huh.
And the first good snow,
Okay.
got to have an inch and a half or more.
Okay.
We go out to the sledding hill
Oh.
and we pretend like we're having fun. The sledding hill has been no fun for me since I turned 25. I don't know. Have you guys ever sledded before?
I have, but I've never did the hill.
It really started to hurt after 25. Before
my
it was
question-
just you
The
were
cold started to
the cold and the terrain. Nothing's smooth. There's a
Right.
lot of bumps and rocks, and you're bouncing a lot, and it's like being in a car without shocks.
Oh. So in other words, you needed to maybe stretch before you went
I think I
out?
needed a padded sled is what I think. I needed something with some Dr. Scholl's on it.
A pillow, huh?
Some pads,
you needed
yes.
a pillow.
Or a groomed sledding hill.
Or a
Right.
groom sledding hill. So what I'm hoping to do,
Let's go out there and groom the hill.
I'm going to the luge track. There is a luge run here in Michigan. I think it's over by Grand Rapids. I know there's one up north. Because myself, Pat Dabbs, and Pat Haley, who recently passed, had planned on going this winter.
Alpine
Okay.
Slide. That's the name of the one up north.
Is it Alpine Slide?
Uh-huh.
Okay. I've been to Alpine. That's in the summer. It's Alpine Slide. In the winter, it's got to be a luge. Or
No, I
the
don't
luge
think
is next door
Not
to
a
it.
winter person.
You know
It's cold
what the
outside.
luge is, right? It's the toboggan that's not a toboggan.
Oh, okay.
It's like a one-man toboggan.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Oh,
On a
man.
on
It's
a
a
groom
groom
ice
track.
slide.
Right, that would
Yeah.
be
It's
so
like
fun.
it's like a half pipe. They
Yeah.
take a pipe, cut it in half, and run it down a mountain,
Ah,
and then you get in this little thing with blades on it and scoot.
yeah. So like what was that show that was on? It was a movie.
The Jamaican bobsled team.
Yes.
Yes and no.
Yes and no.
Same concept,
Premise.
less people.
Okay, gotcha.
I think there's a one-man luge and a two-man luge,
Okay.
but that was a six-man toboggan, I think.
Okay.
Huh?
Bobsled.
Bobsled,
Yeah.
bobsled.
Awesome. Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
Ooh, a bag of
Well,
beans.
I think I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go to the Martin Luther King Day. event.
Where?
That the go-to was I could always go to service. I was like, it's always a service center. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
well,
So I would have pulled up to service.
and saw nothing.
There is nothing there.
Oh, well, they're building
Uh,
a building.
I'm gonna have to make a phone call and find out.
Well, let me know.
Because next thing I'm guessing is Great Lakes on Saginaw
Yeah,
Street.
because
maybe?
I know that Dr. Umar Johnson was there one year.
Or Mott, or U of M.
Mott or
Kiva
U
Room.
of M. Yeah, yes.
Yeah, so
All of those places.
we'll have to figure out what's.
possible.
It could even be at the hotel. Well, it's not the hotel. The University of Michigan.
Hmm.
In their ballroom.
Oh, possibly. That's possible.
Hey, if you know where the Martin Luther King Day Jr.
Give us a call right now at
810-259-9789. That's 810-259-9789. Your rescue group. Is it a rescue group? Do you want to call it a rescue group?
It's not really a rescue. We don't own animals. So we made the choice when we were organizing that we weren't going to own animals. We were going to go at this a little bit differently. It started because a group of us were volunteers in the shelter, and we noticed that, no matter how many hours we spent volunteering, that we'd go back in the next day and we were doing the same things over and over. And the numbers were never really changing. It was always full. It was always... So we want to do something to prevent animals from getting to the shelter. So kind of our tagline is starting at the beginning and saving them from the end. So the ultimate goal is to lower the number of animals in our shelters, and we can do that any number of ways.
Is it educating the owners more so than anything?
It's more so the owners.
I can't imagine just taking my dog and dropping it off in the woods.
I can't either.
Now I can imagine doing that with a cat.
You can?
Mm-hmm. I think cats are more hunters, gatherers, that they can more manage on their own.
If they've been taught that.
If they were a house cat.
That's the whole reason I had it in the house, was to catch the mice.
But going from the house to the woods, they are not going to know what to do.
I agree, 100%. And I'm going to say my thinking was wrong.
Okay.
But that was my thinking.
Okay.
These guys hunt. I've watched cats hunt in my front yard trying to get birds and the whole 9 yards, but I've never watched a dog hunt similarly.
Well, dogs do hunt.
They just chase. They don't hunt. They just see it and run after it. Cats lay in wait.
Okay.
You know what I mean? They
Some dogs do as well, though.
Okay, well, Isaac ain't one of them.
Isaac seems pretty laid back.
Oh, you're seeing the 14-year-old Isaac. You're not seeing the climb a tree Isaac.
Right.
Yeah, there wasn't a squirrel for 5 blocks.
So if we wanted you to come out and speak to our group or be a part of our group, do you do those? Do you do things such as like vending shows where you come to a table?
Yeah. We host body language seminars for people to understand what their dog's trying to say.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
You got to give me more information on this body language thing.
We bring in trainers that will explain to you, what that body language means and what they're trying to impart, because we don't understand dog, and honestly they don't understand us. They don't speak English. So if we're not consistent in training them exactly how we want them to be trained, they're not going to know what we want. So and a lot of times, and like I said, I volunteered with dogs. I've had dogs my whole life. I worked, and I've seen our body language. Kate Wilson is a trainer out of the Ann Arbor area.
Okay.
And she comes up and does it. She volunteers her time to do that for us once a year.
At your place?
At our place. Well, actually, we just got our place to the point where we would invite people to come to it.
Okay.
Prior to that, we were renting the Flint Township Police Department's little area.
And how often do you do that, the training, the body language training?
That one, so far, has been once a year. Where we want to expand that a little bit. We do obedience training for animals, low-cost obedience training. It's not just the straw station.
That's what I'm saying. You got to tell me more.
We do lots of different things. We have low-cost obedience training. So if you go to PetSmart or, places in the area, they charge $120 for 6 weeks.
Okay.
Well, since we're a nonprofit and we're doing it to make sure people understand their pets, we do it for $80.
Okay.
And then if it's an adopted dog or a rescued dog...
You're a nonprofit, right?
We are a nonprofit. Okay. That if it's somebody that you've gotten from a registered rescue or the shelter, or some pup, or it's $40.
Okay.
So it's $40 for 6 weeks of training. Awesome. So people get the dog from the shelter home and they're like, I can't get it off my counters. I can't get it to stop chasing my cat. It's chewing on my shoes. Those are all training issues. Right. Those are all things that, 6 weeks of training will help you understand why it's doing that. A lot of people don't realize, I adopted a German Shepherd, Well, they're a working dog. They've been a working dog and bred for work for a long time. You can't expect that dog to lay at your feet in front of a fire and not be crazy.
Right.
It'll be crazy. It'll rip up stuff. It'll, So you have to understand the breed of dog that you have, and that's a lot of what our obedience training helps people. Helps people learn.
Yeah.
So.
I was told that they talk with their eyebrows.
Well, so do we.
Yeah.
I mean,
watch your dog's eyebrows.
There's a lot of little hidden things that we just
So
miss.
what did you find out? What one thing shocked you in your body language?
One thing that's easiest to explain. Let me do that.
Okay.
We have some amazing volunteers that work at the shelter that take pictures of animals to send out so people can see how cute they are, right? And a lot of them always had their tongues out. They were licking. Yeah, they were licking. And what I was shocked to find out was that's a stress reliever for the dog.
Oh, licking.
So when they've got
they sweat.
they've got a camera in their face. That's kind of stressing them out. So that's indicating, hey, I'm not understanding what's going on. So that tongue lick is something that we don't even pay attention to. That's cute. No, it's not cute. They're a little stressed out. So, or another thing that you see your dog do that full body shake. So, like maybe it's chasing the cat, or you yell at it, or knock something off the counter, and you yell at it, and it walks away and shakes. That's a shake off. It's a stress reliever. It's like, okay, I'm out of that situation.
Ooh,
now.
I almost got my butt beat.
Yeah, but you see that when they interact with other dogs.
Right.
Yeah, you see, when there could be a tense situation with other dogs, and somehow they resolve it, and you'll see them both walk away, and they'll both do that shake off.
Oh, that's
They're like,
nice.
oh, okay, let's get back to normal now.
Okay.
So there's just a lot of little things that we see and we recognize, but we don't know what that is.
So it's saying that when you get the German Shepherd home and he starts biting the slippers and the shoes, the frustration, they put him in the car and just drop him off somewhere?
Oh, yeah. Or they'll take him back to the shelter.
Well, that's the best option, though, right? You want them to
it
do
is,
that?
yeah. But actually, no. The best option is to train them. The best option is to, first of all, give them some time to realize that
this is different.
They're in a new place, and
Right.
there's new things expected of them, and once you've given them the time to decompress in a new home.
So how long does that normally take for them to be accustomed to a environment change?
New environment. Every animal's different, of course.
And every environment's different.
And every environment's different. If you're going to bring an animal home to, you got a couple 60-year-old people that sit and watch TV all day, and there's no ever any loud noises in the house, then that animal can probably acclimate to that much quicker. But if you bring a dog into a home with 5 kids and they're running around screaming, and you got another dog barking, and you got and you've got a whole lot of chaos happening, then you might want to give it 2 or 3 weeks
and most people aren't giving them that long.
I will tell you that the volunteers and the staff at Genesee County Animal Control do an excellent job of telling people you've got to give the animal some time. And the people that are adopting the animal are so excited to get that dog home. They just don't hear it. Right. They don't understand. They'll say, crate the animal. Put them in, let your other animals, don't. And how many times I've heard, oh, well, my brother brought his dog over and they got into a fight. You haven't even owned the dog for a day. What are you doing? You know what I mean? You haven't even given it a chance to realize you're not the shelter. So, and then they bring it back. Oh, it got into a fight. Well, that's stupid human moves. That's not the dog's fault.
And not necessarily stupid human moves, but ignorant.
Okay, well, we can go with ignorant.
Because they
stupid rolls off the tongue a little better, but yeah.
Because they don't realize, they don't even know that this is something that they should do.
Well, they've been told because the volunteers do tell them.
But you know what? Is there do you operate like a hotline if they're having distress? Can they call you?
We don't have anything like that. We do advertise quite often on Facebook and on other avenues of our obedience training, and I guess they could contact us and we could get them with a trainer, but it's not usually something you're going to fix over the phone. You know,
Right.
it's more something that you have to bring your animal in.
You should probably read some of those because people
the
are
tra-
asking questions. They
Oh,
wanted
my.
to make sure that they gave out the information again about your organization,
Okay.
the obedience training, and how they get a hold of
Okay,
you.
they wanted to know how to get the obedience training information again.
Your camera's probably still live too.
We are starting a class on February 10th. There is a
You see, I put Isaac up.
beginning class, and let me get the phone number that they could call.
And you actually said you had a new spot too, right? It's all this is done at your
Oh
new
yeah,
location.
we've been working on this building for a couple years, and we finally got our training center up and pretty and able to be done. And Danielle Gardner does our training for her.
Well, why don't we
for
first
us.
get out the phone number, and then we can give out an address or a website where
Okay.
people can go and participate.
Okay, are you ready for that?
I'm ready. Yeah.
All right.
Here, we're gonna let you get real close to the microphone.
The phone number is 541
There we go.
974 5853.
One more
And-
time. One more time.
541.
That's 810,
It's
right?
541.
541.
Yeah, 974 5853.
Where's
It's a mobile.
541?
It's a mobile number
I know,
that she
but
brought
it's
with her.
like-
I have no idea.
Okeechobee, Tennessee, or something
I have
like.
no idea.
Go ahead, give it again. I'm sorry, I messed up. Give it
That's
again.
all right. 541 974 5853. And she schedules our classes. So we can do 4 to 6 animals a class.
Uh-huh.
And then once you've, if it's, like I said, if it's a rescue dog, it's $40. And if they choose to go into the intermediate class, we actually give that $40 back. So the second class is $40 too.
You have them out right there.
So
So, do you offer anything free?
our workshops, actually the obedience training is the only thing that we don't offer free. Our feral cat shelter building workshops are free. All the supplies needed to build are free. We provide that. Our canine body
You're
language
welcome, Jamila.
seminars. You're welcome. Our canine body language seminar is free when we do it.
Uh-huh.
Our platform is
You
to
can tilt it
provide.
down.
Our
Alright.
platform is to provide free resources for the community. So,
All right.
we have a
When
small.
you say resources, what are you talking about? Can I get some dog food, a couple biscuits? What?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we have a small pet food pantry, and
Nice.
Really?
it's dependent on donations. So, if
So
people-
you're looking for donations for what?
for pet food and time and obviously cash is king. That always helps us buy what we need to do. But if we actually had somebody contact us the other day that's part of the government shutdown, and they didn't expect not to have a check, and they said, do you have anything that, and we do. We have food that people have generously donated to help people get through tough times.
Awesome.
So,
That's
yeah.
nice. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. So if you're out there and you're a dog lover, right? This is
Or
a
a
good
cat.
opportunity. It's hope, helping orphan pets through education, starting at the beginning and saving them from the end. Our guest this afternoon has been Shar Mozader.
Mosader. Yeah.
Oh, man, I should have started with that. And you got an 810 number on this card.
That's my cell phone number. Yeah.
That's what they want to talk to. They want to talk to
Well,
you.
Danielle's the one that schedules the training. I'm just going to give them their number, her
So
number.
I guess so.
when they
does
call
the
me.
business have the structure actually have a number, or they contact you guys individually?
They contact us individually.
Okay,
Well,
so
that
yeah,
makes
that would
sense.
be more
It makes sense to go
call
straight to
Miss
the
Danielle.
to the
Right.
source.
Yep.
Donna, you got anything
Now,
before
when
we
did you
close
say
out
the
today?
next training was?
February 10th.
February 10th.
But they're 6-week training. She usually takes a week off in between. She schedules new training. So, February 10th, she's actually bringing a lot of her original dogs back for the intermediate class, and then she's doing a beginner class also. So,
Great. Donna, you got anything for the good of the order before we sign off for today?
No, I don't. Not today. Just want to send love, light, and happiness. Peace, joy, love, love, love.
Peace, joy, love.
Oh, listen. And money. May everybody get as much money as they need this week.
I thought money was the root of all evil, Donna.
No. It says the love of money, and I don't think that's the root of all evil either.
Because I love some money.
Me too.
I love me some money.
If you don't love it, you gotta love it in order for it to come to you. Because it's an energy.
It's an energy.
It's an energy.
Do you have like a money chant or a
money cometh, let it flow.
Money cometh, let it flow.
Like the river.
Like the river.
Yes.
And how often am I supposed to repeat that mantra?
As often that it feels good to you.
Even in the grocery store.
Hey, out loud to yourself, whatever makes it happen.
You're gonna have me. You're gonna have me on the 8th floor at Hurley, girl. We saw Mr. Herring. We saw Mr. Herring on the corner of Grand Traverse and University. He just kept saying, money, 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 money. I hope that's not the case. But I'm going to give it a shot.
Do it.
I will give it a shot.
But you got to feel it in your heart. You got to feel it in your soul.
Well, I feel everything in my heart. I feel everything in my soul.
Okay. Well, money's going to come to you then.
It's going to be a good week. Do you know what they're doing on Kersley Street, all that construction over there? Any idea?
No.
I gotta find out what's going on over there.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's too close to close. They just got done doing that over there, and it was so beautiful.
Oh, and they did
Tore down all those houses, planted grass, put a bicycle path.
Oh, right.
Just gorgeous. Just gorgeous. All right, guys. Let me remind you, you're listening to WFOV 92.1 LPFM Flint. It's Our Voices Radio, community service of Flint Odyssey House. We're determined to make a difference, and we need you to too. So, if you've got a club, organization, group, or organization that needs to get its message out, you're doing something in the community that's good for the rest of the people, we need to know. Give us a call at 810-259-9789. That's 810-259-9789. Or check out the website. Let us know what you're doing in the community.
Did you hear that?
No, I didn't, but I'm sure I will after we sign off, right? Right. All right, guys, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I think I'm going to do this. I'm going to leave you guys with Shantae Smith. I really like this song. I don't know why I like it so much, but I do. It's called Emergency. Mom, all the good I do is because of you.
Shantae.
It's 2 o'clock.